So it should say, I don't know if you'll get a pop-up or not. Sometimes you'll get a little pop-up saying that it's being recorded. And then let me go ahead and share my screen. Welcome, everybody. The chat should be available, or you can just feel free to unmute yourself and ask questions as we go along. If that makes sense, that works for people? Or you can do the
Yes.
Yeah, thumbs up, those kind of things. That's great. So welcome. And my hope tonight is to just kind of show you how to navigate through the course and get you started on those first couple assignments that you have due this week. Is there anything else people want me first to specifically go over? Like everybody found the chat? Yeah, the chat. There we go, Summer. Right, and so everybody's going through. Oh, but yeah, Vanessa, I have to add a gift for her. But everybody's been getting in there, so that's good. And then everybody knows how to get to the Google Doc. It looks like people were able to do that. Which yeah. So basically, the page for right now is telling you how to kind of navigate. So you do have access. Let me go to student view. So it looks like your screen. There we go. Make that one's, oops, do that, like that. And yeah, so you have this on your everybody's familiar with Canvas, I'm hoping. So you can get to modules by clicking on modules. And then you have to, you need to complete the welcome module, right? So it talks about welcome to the class, tells you a little bit about me, all kinds of resources that you have available to you on campus. So you just have to kind of go through each one of those and either mark as done or just click next and it'll keep moving you through there. And then also emergency resources in case of emergency. There's the syllabus statement. Timely Care is a really great student support program. If you're anything going on, it doesn't have to be in school, it can be at home, anything. And then student support services, Panther Learning Labs. Those are both really great resources if you need help writing papers or figuring out those kind of things. And what else? If anybody needs DSPS services, any accommodations, you can contact them. Not really necessary in this class. We don't have any timed, the quizzes are timed at 2 hours, 120 minutes, but if you feel like you would need more time, feel free to apply for that. And then what else? And then the syllabus. So in this particular module, you have the syllabus. So this is the actual paper syllabus. And then this is what they call a liquid syllabus, which will take you to, the reason they call it a liquid syllabus is because you can access it from any of your devices, your phone, your iPad, anything like that. You don't have to be on a computer to be able to see the syllabus. And so it's the same version of the paper syllabus. It just has different access. So it has all the information, how to contact DSPS, the emergency statement. This is the home page, so it tells you how to contact me, how to get a hold of me for my student hours, and our diversity statement and learning community guidelines so that everybody can get the most out of the course. And then if you go to the information for the course, it will tell you, provide for you the Hartnell student learning outcomes, and then it has all the course description, the objectives, content. Course materials for this course, there is not a textbook that you have to purchase. This is an open educational resources section. And so there are links to, you will have the links to your readings provided for you in the lessons. So there is not a cost for this particular, for these sections. and then access to different things, and then grading and assignments, because that's what everybody wants to know about. How am I going to be graded, right? Is that what people are interested in? We will have weekly quizzes. They'll open at noon on Thursday and close at midnight on Sunday. You get 2 attempts and you will earn the highest score. They're all 120 minutes. They're 10 points each. The key to them is that once you start, you need to finish. You can't like start on Thursday and say, oh, I'll come back on Friday and finish. Once you start, you have 2 hours to finish the quiz. And then generally there's some kind of short answer question that I have to grade. So it is kind of nice if you wait till I grade that and then go back and take your second attempt if you would like to take a second attempt. Just because you might want to change or go more in depth with an answer when I give you some feedback. And there's 1 quiz a week. There's not a midterm. There's not a final. There are assignments for those. So any questions on that so far? No? Yes, speak up or put it in the chat is good. All assignments need to be completed. If assignments are late, they're deducted 10% per day. You need to complete all the assignments to pass the course. We don't do extra credit in nursing and health sciences. I do have a couple places where I might be able to do something similar to that. And we don't round up or down with the points. What you earn is what you earn. And so for this course, there are 500 points possible. The assignments and learning activities are 290, and then you've got weekly quizzes, and then there are 2 assignments that you're going to be working on for the entirety of the course. And so those will get turned in week 7, and those are worth those points there. And so I can show you, it'll show you the learning activities by week. So they're generally 5 to 10 points each, and many of you have already done the Google Class chat. There's also a getting to know you discussion. I'll show you where to find all those, the syllabus review activity, and then 2 assignments based on the objectives for the week, the scientific method, and we'll also look at operant and classical conditioning and how both of those will play into studying growth and development. And then week 2, week 3, I think, this should be the assignments for you and how the points are distributed. And then the quizzes just tells you that there's quizzes each week. So let me go back and check in with people. Whoops, resize my window. We have some more people. There we go. Raphael, welcome, Raphael. Judith is there. Hi, Judith. Any questions on what we have talked about so far? Any questions on the quizzes or the syllabus or resources for you? Let's see in the chat. Oh, hi. Hi. It's hard to do the Zoom and chat at the same time. Okay, let me do that. And then, so we'll go back to the modules. And here are links to the textbooks. We're not reading all the textbooks. Many of them are similar, but a lot of them have specific things that I want you to look at. And so most of them will take you to something called Libre Texts. You click on the link and it will take you to the book, or for specific reading assignments, it will take you to that particular lesson. So this is actually one of the textbooks, Lifespan Development by Lumen Learning. And so these are the different chapters in the book. It's kind of an interesting concept. It's a little different. But for example, for this week, Lifespan Development, chapter 1, you will read about why it matters. And then there's a bunch of sections on the research, because we're going to talk about scientific method. So that is there as well. So when you have your reading assignments, there'll be links. These are let's see, go back there. There we go. Right. So all of those will take you someplace to read a chapter. Questions on how to access those. If you want, you can go ahead and start reading things just to kind of look through and see what all is there if you would like to. And those are links that you will have available to you. We always throw in our handbook and policy and procedure manual for nursing and health sciences. And then these are the assignments to work on throughout the course. I'm going to come back to the journal as we go through week 1. And then there's also something called a health promotion campaign. So let's take a look on that because I want you all to be thinking about these as you start in week 1 and 2, so you can start working on them a little bit early. And so what we're going to do with the health promotion campaign is to look at a specific developmental stage and then look at perhaps a need or a challenge that that particular age group or developmental stage faces, and then figure out how to present a health promotion plan that's going to incorporate some social determinants of health, because those can affect growth and development, and also using some developmental theories and improve these health outcomes. And so what you do is you're going to find a specific developmental stage that interests you. And I have a list following this that talks about different needs and challenges. Kind of do some research about that. As you're looking through the theories from week 1, some of those might help you. Again, this is something that you're going to work on throughout the course. So feel free to come to my office hours, the student hours. I can help you walk through these things. And then you're actually going to put a campaign together. How are you going to design your campaign? Say it's something that has to do with toddlers. Toddlers might be difficult to teach directly. So your target audience may be the parents. Your target audience may be babysitters. If you're talking about an older population, an elderly population, maybe it's a caregiver. That's your target audience. And then what is the goal of your campaign? What health promotion are you trying to have people do? And then so that they're healthy. And then you can use social media. You could potentially plan a health fair if you wanted, have some brochures or posters, decide what you're going to, how you're going to present the campaign, and then a specific implementation plan. What does that look like? How would you do that? And then what you need to do to create the presentation, and then what you need to turn in. So it's a paper, no more than 10 pages with the first part, the numbers 1 through 9, and then any sample materials, and then your presentation slides, however you choose to do your presentation. It's not what your paper was written on, it's actually what you would be presenting as your health promotion campaign. And then to earn up to an additional, it says 10 points, I think it's 5 points, but it might be 10 points. You can also include evaluation methods. It's in the rubric. So how do you know that your health promotion campaign was successful? And so here's different examples. We talked about toddlers, early childhood, nutrition, immunizations, what might information if you wanted people to make sure that their children had their immunizations, or that adults had their immunizations, or that the elderly got their shingles or their pneumococcal vaccine. Those would be examples and different strategies. So that's one thing to keep in mind as you are working through the course. And again, I am available in the student hours to help you with any of this. Go back to the modules. Are there questions on the health promotion project? I know it's a lot, and it'll start making more sense as we go through. And I said, like I told you, I'll come back to the journal. So I will move into week 1. What else did I want to show you? Let me show you before we do that. Let's go in. We started on the home page. Announcements are posted on the home page. Make sure you set your notifications so that you get notified anytime an announcement is posted, or if there's a discussion, that there's a discussion post that gets posted. Make sure in your Google chat that you check the notifications so that you see those all the time, because a lot of times I'll put announcements in there as well. You also have access to the syllabus. So this has information about me, how to contact me, what my general expectations are. And then the important thing is this link here, link to Sullinger hours, student hours appointment calendar. If you click on that link, and let me know if it doesn't work, but it will bring you to a page that will look something similar to this. And these are the appointment slots. And so if you click on one of those, it will tell you, you can save it. It's a Zoom meeting. And then usually in the what, you're going to change that and put your name. So it might be like Diana, and then she wants to talk about the health promotion project. That's what you're going to put in the what, so I know what we're going to talk about. And then you just click save, and then you have an appointment that's made, and it's by Zoom. You can also email me or message me on chats if you have you need to meet at a time that doesn't, these times don't work with your schedule. I'm pretty available. So there's that. And then there's also the course summary, which will kind of keep track of the assignments that are due. Right now, they only go through week 2. Hopefully you're familiar with the calendar. If you click on the calendar, I don't know if it will take me, yay. So my growth and development is in green. I can change that color. If I don't like that color, it will change it for me. So now I can see what's due on the calendar. And then let me go back. Are people familiar with using the calendar? Have people done that? What did it, Brenda, which one didn't work? Which link didn't work? The link to the appointment calendar? Let's see, the student hours. Oh, okay. I will look into that. It should go, because it took me. I'll check it after this and make sure. If other people want to try, and let me know if it works for you or not, that would be helpful. Because it took me right to it. So otherwise you can just email me or message me on chats, and I'm happy to make an appointment with you. Okay, week 1. So week 1, one of the things I think students expect is that, we're going to start right in with infancy or toddlers, or start looking through the stages, the developmental stages. But we actually have to, there's other things that we have to look at in terms of how did we even arrive at these theories? Where did all this come from? Why should we be studying growth and development? And so that's what week 1 is about. Week 1 is also a chance to get to know each other and to get to know me a little bit, because we're online. So I know some students had said that they hadn't taken an online course before. And so one of the things about an online course is that we're not face to face. We don't actually necessarily see each other. So the Zoom like this, we'll see each other. The chat is a good way to meet each other. The introductory discussion, you have to do a little video for that, so that you get to know each other. So every week is set up the same way. So if you look at the module, there'll be an overview, and then whatever lessons are there, there'll be whatever activities, things to turn in that are there. You won't have the introductions, that's just for this week, and then you'll have the quiz, right? The quiz won't open until, it'll actually tell you if you go to the quiz, it should say won't open, it's locked until June 13th. So it won't let you go there. You'll also find that there are focus areas that is available. So things that you would need to focus on for the quiz, that information is there. And you are able to use your resources, anything from the lessons or the textbooks that you need to answer the questions in the quiz. So let's look at the week 1 overview. So I can show you what the overviews look like. What I'm going to do is each week I'll make a video. So I did that this afternoon. I did a week 1 kind of walkthrough video. So there's a link, or you can just click on the video here that will walk you through the week. You will also have a link here that will take you back to the module. So if you need to go back to the module to find something, that link is there. There will always be course objectives from the course. And then you will go through whatever the lessons are for that week. So the first lesson is why study growth and development. So you will have an objective for that particular lesson. You will have the reading that you need to do, and then there will be a link to the actual lesson. Does that make sense? Each week will be oh, yes. Thank you, Diana. You do have to use your Hartnell student account to access most everything in the course. Canvas and Google want you to be using that. So maybe Brenda, you could try accessing it as your student Hartnell email. Thank you, Diana, for that. So you click on the link, it will take you, for example, to this article. So it's not always a textbook that you're looking through. Might be articles or websites that I want you to go to. And it should open in a new window so that you can, a new tab so that you can go back to the lesson. And then this will take you to the other reading to do, and it will tell you it's 1.1 through 1.5, I think, 1.6. And so it took you right there, and you just click. For this particular book, you click on 1.1. Why does lifespan development matter? It gives you information, and then you just click on this arrow over here that will take you to the next section. And then the lesson, this is the lesson. So this is kind of what I'm teaching you, or what I'm wanting you to get out of the lesson. And so why should we study it? So there'll be a little, reason why, it might be a prerequisite for your field. You might just be taking the class for fun, which is fine. People sometimes do that. And then there might also be extra information. So here's another piece of information, reasons why we study growth and development. So that's there as well. And then this is the resource here for that particular article. Okay, cool. Now, what will happen then at the end of each lesson, and this is an important part, is that there's going to be some kind of reflection that you're supposed to do, reflecting on the learning that you've just done. So for this particular one, why is studying growth and development important? What do you think? You personally, Lourdes, I'm not putting you on the spot, I'm just using you as an example. What do you think about growth and development? Why would you like to study it? Do you think it might help you as you move forward in your future, or right now, perhaps it would help you? And then the thing is, where are you going to, where will you reflect on that? And that is going to be in your journal. And what I need to do is go back and put a link to the journal in each of those reflections so that you have quick access to that. So what I'm going to do is go back to the modules to go find that for you, which was actually in the syllabus one, in your journal. So what I'll do, like I said, is I'll put a link in each of those reflections. So the journal, you're not going to start the assignment. You're going to actually go to this link here, the Google Doc journal. So it's a Google Doc. Again, use your Hartnell student email. And it's actually, oops, I scared somebody off. Somebody was there. And so it's a template. I made a template for you. And I filled in up to weeks 1 and 2. And so what you need to do, please, is to make a copy. Okay, so you go to File and make a copy, and then that'll be your own copy that you have. And then you will put your name. Hello, Anonymous Raccoon. You would put, add your name here, so you can click on that, and you would put Anonymous Raccoon there. And then these links actually take you to different page for each week, or if you click on the over here, it actually gives you the links over here as well if you need to jump back and forth between them. So there is an initial page. See, it'll take you, click on that, it takes you right there. My thoughts before taking this course. So you just type in there whatever your thoughts are. Why do you want to take it? What's it going to do for you? How do you think it will help you? You could even put in if it's your first time doing an online course, or maybe you're applying to the RN or VN programs, or you want to be a dental assistant, or an ultrasound tech, or other careers that you might need, that you might find growth and development helpful. So that would be there. And then you can actually click on week 1 and it will take you, boom, to week 1. Let me grab my water here. Excuse me. And this is kind of how I would like you to have each week set up. So for each lesson, there is a reflection, and the reflection questions are written here. So we just have that on that page, right? On the, let me go back to, I should have just hit back. So sorry, hold on. We were in Why Study Growth and Development, right? And so we're down at the bottom, right? Reflection, there's that. Here's your journal, same questions, right? So you can just start typing right here. You can choose whatever font, whatever color, however you want to do that. And then you just start typing in there into your journal. And then when you get to the scientific method, it would be the same thing. That's just, you can get rid of that. That's not a question, but any of the questions you can answer. And then theories about growth and development, right? So that's what you're going to, that's how you're going to reflect. And what's going to happen is that this particular journal, this is your final exam. Excuse me, this is what we call a capstone project. And so instead of writing a paper or doing some big group project, because nobody likes group projects apparently, you're going to keep this journal, and it will show your growth. It will end up being a great resource for you. And that's why it's worth 100 points, because it's going to be a major part of your grade in the course. And so you will notice that as you continue through, you can go to week 2, and we're going to talk about governmental influences and then healthy people and social determinants. And it just walks you right through. Now you'll notice for week 3, if we go to week 3, which we're there, it's not formatted. So, oops, that's not what I wanted to do. You can format it however you want, as long as the questions are there. So that's when it becomes up to you to personalize it. I made it blue just because I made it blue. If you want to change the color of your paper, you go to File, you can go to Page Setup, and you can change the page color here if you want. You can make it landscape. You can add pictures, you can add links, whatever you want. That's going to, it's kind of like a study guide as well, as your journey through the course. And so that's what you'll see at the end of each lesson. So I'm going to pause again and see if anybody has any questions on the journal. Or if y'all are just thankful it's not a 100 question final exam, multiple choice final exam. We get, okay, I got a thumbs up from Lourdes. Thank you. All right. And personalize it. Yeah. Personalize it, make it your own, right? I think that will be good for you. So if you click next, so we were in lesson 1.1, you click next, it's actually going to take us to the next lesson for week 1. The page is set up the same way. You have a link back to the module. You have the scientific method, the specific lesson objectives to learn. And so we're going to describe the steps, explain the difference between operant and classical conditioning, apply scientific method and research to the study of growth and development. There's your reading. You click on each one, it will take you to your reading. This is another page and another site. It will load the picture, I believe, in a second. And then you're just covering this chat. Well, it did. There it goes. This chapter 2, just the chapter 2 part is your reading. And then you have the lesson. So, we talk about why you wanted to study it, but really no matter why, you may want to conduct research someday, or you may wonder, how psychologists came up with their theories or different things like that. If you're coming into, for example, the nursing program, I teach in the nursing program. I'll be teaching in the vocational nursing program this fall. I've taught in the RN program. And so the scientific method is very much like the nursing process or clinical judgment model. It's a way of looking at problems and solving them, thinking of ideas. And so the scientific method will take you again to a page of information. I hope this is making sense, right? Like all the resources are there for you. There's a little video to watch about that. There's information about what a hypothesis is specifically versus predictions and how those are related. There's a site on operant versus classical conditioning. I happen to like Very Well Mind. I think they're a good they're a good resource. So there's an article there. I don't know why the video thing keeps coming up. It wasn't doing that before, but I cannot make it go away. And then there's a video here to watch. And then your reflection, right? That will go into your journal. I should probably, which I don't see that I did, I will add in the assignments here on the lesson pages so that you don't have to keep going back to the module to find the assignment for each lesson. I think that'll make it easier for you all. And let me know if you have suggestions, please, like you've been. Let me know if links don't work. I'm notorious for not realizing that links don't work. So please let me know so I can fix that. Okay, where do you go again for the document? So Angelica, you mean the Google, the journal? I'm assuming is what you mean. So if you go to modules and you go into the syllabus quick reference class policies, and you go down to the bottom, assignments to work on throughout the course. That's where the journal is and the health promotion campaign. But what I'm going to do for the journal is I'll put a link with each lesson's reflection so that you just have to click on the link from the reflection. It will take you right there. I will do that tonight when we're done with the Zoom. So we did scientific method. We're on 1.3, the week 1 lesson on the theories of growth and development. So theories of growth and development, there's a lot of them. We're only looking at some. It's going to seem like a lot. That's why you have the focus areas for the quiz. Again, there is your reading. There's a PowerPoint that you can look at. It's one that I've done, that I've had in this class for a long time. And I think it gives you some good information. And then these videos and links, these are links to pages in the course about the different theorists. Students are generally used to doing a growth and developmental course for example, childhood education, but this is a lifespan development course. So we're not just going to be talking about Erik Erikson or Jean Piaget. We're also going to talk about Daniel Levinson and Robert Havighurst. Robert Atchley, stages of retirement or developmental tasks for older people. So it's lifespan. And what will happen as we start to go through the weeks looking at the development, they're going to come, the theorists are going to come back around, which is why we're introducing them in week 1 for you so that you've at least read and have some understanding of them so that when we start talking about toddlers and Erikson, or Jean Piaget with the cognitive development, it will make a little more sense to you. So if, for example, let's look at an adult. I think these should work. Let's look at let's look at PAC. No, actually, stages of retirement. It will take you to a page. It will generally give you a picture of the theorist and then talk about the different stages. And there may be a video. So there's a video here that goes along with that. You can always look up your own resources. I would probably either in your journal or just making notes, probably, have a page for Robert Atchley, or you could have the childhood ones and the adult theorists. Some like Jean Piaget and Erikson are actually across the lifespan as well. But you know, phases of retirement. So there's pre-retirement, the honeymoon phase, the disenchantment phase, reorientation phase. You know, you could make yourself a little cheat sheet with from all of those the theorists, if that makes sense. And then you have a quick reference for that. And then if we go back, should take us back to that page. Nice. Oops. And then supplemental materials for this particular lesson, there is a supplemental material. It's actually talking about Michael Apted, who was did a study in England over many years, starting with children at ages 14. He interviewed them every 7 years, and got up to the age of 63. He died in 2021, so he missed the 70-year one by a couple years. But it's really kind of an interesting, I think it kind of puts growth and development sort of together for you in one picture, because you're looking at many different people across their lifespan and what were their goals and what developmental milestones were they on track for or not. So I think you'll enjoy it. I think it's kind of a fun thing to look at and study. And then you have your reflection questions. Again, I'll put a link to the journal here, so you just have to click on it. And if you have questions about it, again, message me or sign up for the student hours, and we can have a great discussion about that. And go back to the module. So we did that one. Right, so that's basically what you're going to do. You're going to start with the overview, look through the lessons. There are going to be some activities to do. Like I said, I will also add links to those on those lesson pages. Right now, you should be working on the Google chat and the discussion board and the syllabus review activity. Let me go over the syllabus review activity. What you want to do is look at the syllabus, read the syllabus, and find something that speaks to you, something that's important or useful to you. You just have to have one thing. You're going to go to the syllabus review activity and write it there. I'll show you where that is. And then once you've done that, you want to write in the comments for the assignment. So you would actually start assignment, and then it will open up a text box for you. Just a couple sentences of how did you like the activity and what you learned from it. I don't know how other instructors go through the syllabus, because a lot of times the syllabus is big and long and has a lot of parts to it. I find that this works well, especially in an online class, because you have to write something new. You can't copy what another student has said. So hopefully by the end, there's 33 key points out of the syllabus that are on this Google Doc, and you might read through it and go, oh, I didn't know it was 10% per day deducted if I have a late assignment. And so if we click on the review activity, it takes us to the Google Doc, and look, we have anonymous ferret and anonymous rhino. Hello. And so, oh, good. There we go. All the quizzes will have 2 attempts, and you receive the highest score. Perfect. Right. So that's all that you have to do. Right. And then once you've done that, you go back and write how you like the activity and what you learned from it. So I try to do a lot of interactive things, so it kind of hopefully is fun. And that's worth 5 points. There's your rubric. There's a rubric for every assignment, so you know what the expectation is and how to earn the points. And then if we go back, I'll show you the discussion. Because the Google chat, if people haven't gone on there yet, I think most of you that are here tonight, many of you have been there. You go to the should you join the group? You should already be there. Is that how that worked? Because I added everybody, so you should have gotten an invitation or something to join the chat. I think that's how that works, generally speaking. And once you've joined the chat, you say hi. I can show you, right? You say hello, everyone, and I'll give you a little picture there. And then you go to the, I like Google Docs. And basically, again, for 5 points, you go in and like, hi, Judith. Judith's there. You know, she'll tell you, she wrote down what she got and that you're used to using Google Chats because your cohort uses it. So that's great. And I'll usually write a little feedback. And then once you get the green check, that means that I've noted it and I've actually put it in the grade book. So you know that that's come full circle. And let me get out of those and out of the textbooks. There we go. And let me go into the discussion. So there's always an initial post reminder, no points, just a reminder that it's due whenever the initial post is due. It looks like Wednesday. And then it's worth 10 points. And so it will give you directions on how to post a video. And then in the video, your name, how to pronounce it, you know, what you're studying, how many years in college, a fun or interesting fact about you, and why you're taking the course and what you hope to get out of it. And then you should be able to go through and review your classmates' videos and reply to them saying hi, something that interests you, or ask them a question. A discussion is meant to be back and forth. So if I post my video and Diana responds to me and asks me a question, I should be going back into the discussion and looking at it so that I can answer her question, because there's probably a good reason why she asked me the question. If you want to know how discussions are graded, because the rubric does not show up at the bottom of the page, you go here to these 3 dots and you click on those, sorry, and then it will say show rubric. And so you click on show rubric, and then it will tell you where the majority of the points are, where you know, so if you're going to be late, you know, you get docked there plus the 10%, but which is 1 point. But the majority of the points are in your initial post. And the other thing to do is to click here where it says subscribe. If you click on that, I don't know if it'll let me because I'm in the student. Yep, there it goes. Then you'll get notified when people post, and then you can go back and know when to do your responses. So you hit reply, and then you have the little video there. And if you upload record media, right here, it'll say record. I don't want to, oh yeah, because my camera's already in use. It's not going to let me do it. Good. But that's how you just do your little video there and say hi to people. What else? And then we did that. I showed you that. Let me go over the assignments for this week. And this is what I'm doing tonight. This is pretty much in the video for week 1 that walks you through everything. So you have an activity on the scientific method, which actually is an escape room. So if you, again, you have to use your Google, your student account to access it. So if you're having trouble, let me know, and you click on the link and it will take you to the escape room. And you have to use your Hartnell student email so that I know that you completed the escape room. There's no time limit on that either. And then make sure you check due dates, because the everyday life operant classical conditioning, which if you're a parent, you'll probably understand this, or if you have been around children, it might make some sense to you. But you know, where do we see this in our everyday life? And so it'll walk you through that. This is not due this week. This is due in week 2. So make sure you check the due dates, because sometimes for some of the assignments, you have 2 weeks to work on them, not just the 1 week. You have to understand that this is a 16-week course that's compressed into an 8-week summer session. So it seems like a lot of work, and it is a lot of work, but that's because it's compressed and compacted into half the amount of time that it normally takes. And then there's the rubric, shows you what you need to do to earn the 10 points. My standard is if you're writing something, it's got to be at least 5 sentences. That's a paragraph. so that you can get your ideas across. And then basically from there, it's exactly the same week by week. So week 2, again, there's an overview, there's your 2 lessons, there's your activities, things that are due for the week, there's your focus areas and your quiz. Now, week 3 on right now, not everything's posted yet because I'm still finalizing. I always like to do this review because then I'll catch things that I missed. And so then I can do them moving forward with the rest of those weeks. But you should be, by the end of week 1, I will open week 3 and then week 4 and week 5 and so on. You have the textbooks available to you if you need to do research on other things. But each week will be set up the same way. Just goes through week 8. Now, week 8, we don't have the luxury of being able to go past week 8. We're going to talk about grief and bereavement and death and dying. And so those assignments will be due that week. So I will open that up. I'll probably open up week 6, 7, and 8 at the same time so that you can work on some of those so you don't run out of time in the last week. Okay, what else? Let me stop sharing. Okay, I think I covered what I wanted to cover. Let me come back. Hello. Oh, Jennifer joined us. Raphael, Jennifer, hello. Questions, things I didn't cover that you want me to cover, questions that you have, links that worked or didn't work.
I have a quick question on the journal, Ms. Solinger.
Yeah.
Is that going to be due as we do it as we go, or it's all turned in at the end?
It's actually going to be due. That's a great question. Thank you, Diana. It'll be due. I think it says in the assignment like the next Wednesday. So the journal for week 1 would be due Wednesday in week 2. That's why it's a Google Doc. So you share it with me, and then I can go in and see how you're doing. Now I can also give feedback. So, you do your best. It's going to take us a week or 2 probably to get the hang of it, and I'll give feedback. And then everything would be due the whole thing is due at the end. Because if I don't have weekly check-ins, it's worth a lot of points, and you'll miss points. I'm not points, but like you'll miss concepts. Does that make sense?
You're just gonna access the link, so it's not like there's somewhere for us to be submitting it. I think
correct.
That's okay. That's why I wasn't sure.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Yeah, but I'll have I'll have points in there, but you won't have to submit anything. It's kind of like the Google Chat or some of those other assignments. There's not anything to submit because I'm going to the Google Doc.
Okay.
Good question. What else? What else? Is there anything I haven't gone over in the course or other things that you have questions about? Because I want to try to stay within the hour time frame that I set for myself. Everybody feels okay? Do you know how to get a hold of me if you need me? Thumbs up, yes. Something, yes, yes, thank you. There we go, good, okay. As long as you know how to get a hold of me, we can help. I can get you through anything, okay, good, all right. Do y'all feel a little bit better having gone through the Zoom and gone through the course together? Yes, okay, cool, awesome. Then I will, let's see, let me stop the recording right now. And then, yes, I'm sure